Today, the question is number 1. The Buddha says that evildoers experience the bad effect and religious people experience the good result. But when you observe the world, you can see how the evildoers enjoy their lives and good people suffer. What is the justification? Now, this is a very interesting question. In various discourses, the Buddha has mentioned this, especially in Dhammapada, how the evildoers, that means who commit bad karmas, suffer within this lifetime, if not hereafter at any time, as long as they exist in this wheel of existence. On the other hand, all those who accumulate kusala karma or good karma experience the good result either within this lifetime or hereafter, if not at any time when the karmas, good karmas are ready to provide good result. But when we observe the world, we can see there are so many cruel, very wicked people who commit all sorts of evil deeds in this world, who enjoy their life. At the same time, there are harmless, religious-minded, very kind and honest people suffer in various ways from troubles, problems, difficulties, robbery and sicknesses. So, people cannot understand how to balance or how to justify this saying. First, you must understand, the Buddha has given the answer for this question. In Dhammapada, if you can remember, Madhva manyati balo yava papam napacchati yadacha pacchati papam atha balo dukkhan nigacchati. As long as the bad karmas are not ready to affect, evildoers enjoy their life. But one day, when the bad karmas get the chance to affect, at that time, evildoers can understand the nature of the bad deeds that they have committed. Now, this is the answer given by the Buddha. Then the question is, why it will take a long period for some people to experience the bad effect, and why some others experience immediately. Now, this is the thing that we have to understand. Assume there are very cunning, very intelligent, very clever evildoers who commit all sorts of evil deeds. After committing such evil deeds, they adopt some sort of methods to escape. So, we can see they enjoy their life, although they have committed so many bad deeds. But don't think that they are free from the bad effect. The bad karma are not yet ready. Then what is the reason? The reason is, although such people are bad or wicked or cunning within this life, certain other good karmas they have accumulated during their previous birth are still supporting. And these good karmas protect them. When the good karmas are weakened, not very effective, then the bad karmas come forward and attack. Then I'll give a simple example. To maintain your good health, you take all sorts of precautions and take lot of vitamins, preventive medicines to avoid sicknesses. Even then, many of them had to suffer from various sicknesses that they have never expected. But they have taken more than enough precaution to avoid, but they could not escape. On the other hand, there are many others who never take any precaution, never take any vitamin tablets. They eat whatever they like. They can drink water from anywhere, from the drains also sometimes they can drink water. No sicknesses, no trouble. They are very healthy, very strong. This is a very good example for you to understand. It depends on your resistant power or the receptive power in your physical body, in your constitution. There are some people who are immune to many of those bacteria and virus and germs. Whatever they eat, wherever they sleep, still they are very healthy. But those who take special precaution from their childhood and very hygienic, their food and their life, very easily become susceptible to many kinds of sicknesses, because they have not given enough chance for the resistant power to develop in the body. Natural resistant power is weaker because you have taken extraordinary precaution to maintain good health. When you visit certain countries like India, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, or Burma, you explain stomach ache and this and that and cough and cold and so many problems, because you have taken so much precaution and you have led a very hygienic life here. But all those who were brought up in kampong, who are used to this way of life, can stand. So in the same manner, certain karmas that we have accumulated during our previous birth are still sustain or maintain our life, our health, and protect us. And those who have not accumulated such good karmas during their previous birth, after committing certain bad karmas, immediately they become the victim to face the consequences of the bad effect or the bad karma. Then if you can understand this, there is no reason for you to create some sort of disappointment or frustration in your mind, thinking that we have done a lot of meritorious deeds and we have supported others. We never bluffed people. We never disturbed people. We try to lead a religious life. Even then, we had to face so many problems and difficulties, and others also come and disturb us. And now we are suffering from this sickness and that sickness. Then what is the use of doing all these good deeds and meritorious deeds? There are many who think in that way, because they cannot understand the real nature. Then, understanding is important for us to face this kind of problem. Life never runs smoothly. Whether we are good or bad, first we have to understand this. Again, physical body is not holy. Your mind can become holy. Your mind can become religious. But your physical body is not religious. Physical body is the combination of elements and energy. And they always attack each other. And friction of the elements, clashes of certain energies in our physical body create so many sicknesses. But those who have developed their mind can control certain sicknesses and avoid certain sicknesses. Otherwise, why such a holy, perfect, enlightened, harmless, religious teachers like the Buddha had to suffer from many kinds of sicknesses? Why his chief disciples had to suffer from various sicknesses? And why many of his disciples, holy Arahantas, had to face untimely death? Why some of them were murdered by their enemies, although they have not done any harm within that particular life? Certain karmas that they have committed were hidden, had no chance to affect them. When the chances are there, the karmic effect arises. Then experience the bad effect. When the Buddha was suffering from a severe stomach complaint, intolerable, he said, he thought he is going to die. But he knew, still he had not completed his mission, his duty. So by considering in this way, otherwise he had no craving for existence. The Buddhas and Arahantas never maintained such ideas in their mind, because they have completely eradicated craving for existence and craving for pleasure. Living is a real nuisance to them. It is a very big burden to them. They are waiting to see the end of this physical burden. In our case, we are willing to bear any pain, any kind of suffering, any problem in order to live because of our craving. So we suffer physically and mentally because of our craving. If that craving is not there, the physical pain that we experience can be subdued and maintained by using our mental energy or understanding. And what is this understanding? The advice was given by the Buddha in this way. Sabbe sankhara anicca. These sayings are very famous in certain countries like Burma and Thailand and Sri Lanka for meditation. They concentrate on these sayings of the Buddha because they are very meaningful words which create some sort of a realization. Sabbe sankhara anicca. Remember these two words. Sabbe sankhara anicca. All those component things are anicca, impermanent. That means never remain forever, subject to see the end. What is this? Sankhara. Sankhara means combinations of elements, 4 elements, and various kind of energies. In our case, only 4 kinds of mental energies. 4 elements, 4 mental energies combined together and become sankhara. Plants and various other living things also sankhara. But they have 4 elements, many other energies, but no mental energy. Among those 4 mental energies, you can see only one particular mental faculty there, which is called sensation. If there is no sensation, plant life cannot take food to grow. Because of that sensation, go searching food. The roots goes here and there in searching food because of that sensation. But no sense of reasoning or thinking or understanding power in the plant life. So therefore we don't regard them as fully developed life. So anything that which comes into existence is called sankhara. Then the Buddha has given the definition for this word. So what is the definition? Uppado paññāyati, vayo paññāyati, thitassa aññatattang paññāyati. If you can see these 3 characteristics in anything in this universe, all those things belong to this group, sankhara. Now what are those 3 characteristics? Uppado paññāyati. We can see things appear, come into existence, whether life or anything else. That is the one phenomenon. Then, thitassa aññatattang paññāyati. Later, we can see the changes. The things which appeared never remained as it appeared, going on changing. For certain period, for these changes, we say growing. Growing means changing. After that, turn this way. Again changing. For that we say decaying. So can you single out anything in this world which is not subject to this universal law of change? This is the second characteristic. Then the other one is Vyagghapajja. After changing, disappear. That is the end of it. These three characteristics, if you can see in any objects which exist not only in this world, in any part of the universe, appear and change and disappear. Then the difference is this: animate and inanimate, living beings and the other living things. Living beings have developed craving, attachment, inclination towards many things. That mental energy or this mental process never stop this existence. Again continue. When things disappear from here, if that is a living being, the departed consciousness together with craving, attachment, inclination, again absorb into the another group of elements. Then continue this existence. This is called wheel of existence. That is what we are doing. We are going on like this. There is no end until we realize what we are doing. Then we know what to do. But the other things, plants and various other things, cannot continue the same life process, but produce something else. Plants produce fruits and seeds, flowers, but the continuity of the same plants never takes place. But in our case, continuity of our life process cannot stop. Now you realize the nature of existence. So when you meditate, if you can concentrate on this saying, Sabbe Sankhara Anicca, then we realize. After that we strengthen and we develop our mind to understand things properly, not to create frustration, not to worry when changes take place. When decay started, not to worry, because earlier we have concentrated, we knew it is true, it is natural, and no one is free from this. Then we know how to face it. And this is real Buddhism. No one can stop this by praying or worshipping or offerings or doing this and that. The follower of any religion is subject to this. Then the second one. Sabbe Sankhara Dukkha. All these component things create dukkha. What is dukkha? Create physical and mental dukkha. Physically we experience pain, numbness, and very unpleasant feeling. That is physical dukkha. But that is not the most important thing. Mental dukkha is the most dangerous thing. That is our disappointments, our frustration, our worries. Because of the craving that we have developed earlier, a healthy man suddenly had a heart attack or stroke, lost his energy, his memory and everything. Then starts to worry, create frustration, disappointment, crying and worrying. That is called dukkha here. A man who was running his business, he was doing very well, suddenly lost everything. Then create worries and disappointment and frustration. This is dukkha. Then one of their children suddenly died. Mother and father cannot tolerate. That is called dukkha. That is the price they had to pay for the attachment and craving that they have developed towards the child. Because they never cry when another child dies in the next room. Because they never developed this attachment towards the other child. When the Buddha says like this, people say, oh, Buddhism is pessimism, talk about ill of our life, and he doesn't know how to enjoy life. These are the things we have to learn earlier. This is dukkha. No one is free from all these things. And let us these young people, how handsome they are, how pretty. But after middle age, when their beauty, complexion, features started to fade away, then they worry, what a pity. Formerly I was very pretty, very handsome. See, now I don't know what is happening to me. They think this is permanent. They think they can maintain this beauty forever. This sayings of the Buddha enlighten us, strengthen our mind, give us warning. You must remember, although you are like this today, there will be a day for you to see the difference. So when you think earlier, at that time, when such changes start to take place, there is no ground for you to worry. Because you knew, your mind is used to face it. That means we are training our mind to face these problems. This is a real meditation. Then, sabbe dhamma anatta. This is the third one. Here, all these dhamma, what is the meaning of dhamma here? Dhamma means everything. Because there are certain things where you cannot find 4 elements and 4 mental energies. To avoid this controversy, the Buddha has used the word dhamma. Nirvana is free from this. You cannot find element, any kind of element in nirvana. You cannot find any kind of mental energies that we maintain today as mental faculties in nirvana. It is called unconditioned. All the other existing things, the life, the world, and the universe are all conditioned things. That means come into existence due to certain other conditions. Otherwise they never appear. All these things are conditioned, changeable. But nirvana, and there is another one. What is this? There are only 2 things in this world we can use as which are free from these conditions. What is the other thing? There is neither beginning nor end. No one can create, no one can destroy, no one can change. One is nirvana. What is the other one? Cannot remember. I am talking about Dhamma. Dhamma is one word for the other things also. For everything. A space. Akasa. You say Ankasa. Akasa is a Pali word. A space. There is no beginning or end. Nobody to create, nobody to destroy. A space. So in fact, time and space, in reality, there are no such things, only our measurement. Albert Einstein's theory mentioned this clearly. Until this was revealed by him, people could not understand why the Buddha did not include a space as one of the elements. Because in all the other existing religions and philosophy included space also one of the elements to condition a life. The Buddha did not include space because in reality there is no such thing as space. This is our measurement. He took only 4 elements, but no space there because of this. So here, what we are trying to tell you, even in nirvana and the space, in any part of the universe or in any matters or elements or energy, you cannot find everlasting, unchangeable substance either as life or soul or spirit or self. This is one of the unique characteristics in the Buddha's teaching. Because in every other religion there is something to remain as either a soul, a spirit or self. The Buddha says this is only man's imagination. Because of his craving, he creates this concept in his mind for him to remain forever, either in heaven or paradise or in nirvana. Here, according to the Buddha, it is our imagination. I remember these three characteristic sayings of the Buddha. Sabbe sankhara anicca. All those component things are impermanent. Sabbe sankhara dukkha. All those existing things create sufferings and unhappiness, unsatisfactoriness, disappointment, frustration. It is true. Then Sabbe dhamma anatta. All those existing things are free from this eternal entity and its substance. If we think there is, it is our imagination. So now let us come back. The life is uncertain. Life is changeable. Karma is uncertain and karma also changeable. Many people cannot understand this. By using our one particular karma, we can change the effect of another karma. This is another interpretation given by the Buddha for us not to surrender ourselves even to our own karma. You can understand this? So you should not think in this way. When you have problems, sufferings, you should not think, what to do, this is our karma. When you develop this way of thinking, you become inactive. You lose your energy, effort, understanding, wisdom and everything. By using your own effort or understanding or your knowledge, you will be able to overcome certain karmas that you have committed earlier, but not every karma. And this interpretation is very important for you, because there are some people who come and try to mislead you, saying, according to their religion, there is someone to forgive your sins. In your case, there is no such person. The Buddha says, he never forgives your sins. He also never mentioned there is somebody else who can forgive your sins. But others say, they have somebody to forgive your sins. Then very easily you can accept their saying. The reason is, no one is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. So if we can collect all the records from our childhood up to the end of our life, all the good and bad deeds that we have accumulated, committed, you can see the list. Although others cannot understand, and our memory also cannot maintain all the good and bad karmas that we have done, our subconscious mind never wipe out, never erase them, remain in the subconscious mind. Then Arahantas and Buddhas never create any bad karma, because they cannot do that. If they have no craving for anything, how can they commit bad deeds? If they have no anger in their mind, if they have no ignorance in their mind, how can they commit bad deeds? But in our case, we have not eradicated our craving, our anger, our ignorance. Some of them have subdued. That means keep under control without allowing them to be active. And such people we regard as good people. But there is no guarantee that forever they can remain as good people. Because circumstances, temptation, irritation can stir the hidden craving, anger and ignorance. Again, when one of these things flare up, change the attitude, mentality, behavior. Then you can see how they commit evils again, although they behave as good people. You can see this. This is the uncertainty of our mind. Unless we completely uproot these three main roots of evil, our craving, our anger, our ignorance, there is no guarantee. That is why we are called Puthujjana. Puthujjana means, English word is worldling. Worldling means those who have attachment towards this worldly life, bound to this world. They are called worldling, mundane life. And the Buddhas and Arahantas have gone beyond this limit, so they are not worldling, they have gone beyond that. That means they have no attachment towards this worldly life. By realizing those three characteristics earlier that I have mentioned, they knew what this life is. They knew what this world is. They knew the fleeting nature of the pleasure that we are crazy for. All our worries, unhappiness, complaint, conflict, enmity arise because of that. That is called ignorance. We are real ignorant because that realization not yet appears in our mind. Until we gain that realization, we are under that category of ignorance group. Don't think we are wise. No doubt we are intelligent. Intelligence is one thing. And that intelligence also we can misuse and abuse, can commit lot of bad things. by using our intelligence because of that ignorance. So, the answer to this question, many evildoers who commit a lot of bad things escape by using, just now I told you, by using our intelligence, by using our effort, by using so many other techniques, we can escape from the bad effect for the time being. And those who go and rob and kill others escape, but there will be a day within this lifetime that they have to pay the consequences. But if not within this lifetime, then in the next birth, if the good karma is not strong enough to protect this person, easily becomes the victim to many other bad effects. Because no more supportive karma. We have two kinds of karmas. One is called supportive karma. The other thing is called obstructive karma. One karma always obstruct, disturb, try to topple us. Another karma try to support and assist us. All of us have this kind of karma. We experience this thing. One particular karma is to condition, to produce, to create, to support for our existence, to appear. Then two more karmas. One karma to support for our living, another karma to disturb our living. There are 11 kinds of karma. And any of these good karmas and bad karmas that we accumulate or we commit belong to one of these groups. And we cannot categorize. We cannot single out. It depends on our mentality at that time. What sort of karma that we have done, and what is the nature of our mind, our mental attitude, our intention, our purpose at that time. That is very important. And certain karmas, good and bad, we do without creating any intention, but purposely or deliberately we have done. Therefore this will become a karma. And the effect also uncertain. When the chances are there, when the other karmas are not active, then these karmas get the chance to implement. The karma is very complicated subject. Now here, good karmas. A lady who has done 99% good karma. I told you no one is perfect. Once she has committed a very minor offense, but disturbed her mind. Almost every day she was thinking about this particular incident. So what happened? At the dying moment, that particular bad karmic shadow appeared in the mind. Death has taken place when that particular karmic thought was active in the mind. This is another good lesson. Our karmic action may be a very big one, but not influence our mind very deeply. We may forget it. Today you can perform a meritorious deed by spending $100,000. To you, today it's a very big thing. But after a few days' time, you may forget it. But you may perform very minor karma, which can influence your mind to remember this throughout your life. Such karmas get the chance to influence the mind at the dying moment. Because you are going on renewing this. It appears again and again and again and again. So, it's still active in the mind. So what happened to this lady? Although she has done so much good karma, the minor mistake, not mistake, the bad karma that she has done, influenced her mind for her to worry throughout her life. Then that particular thought appears at the dying moment. Rebirth has taken place in an unfortunate state. This is during the Buddha's time. But only for a short period. Because the period to experience the bad effect of this karma is not very long. It depends on the nature of the action here. The time factor is decided according to the nature of action. And after that, again she got the chance to come back, to have a better rebirth because of all the other good karmas in the storehouse of consciousness. Then continue, good way of life. This is the nature of karma. Therefore, we should not think that all those people who escape from the punishment are safe. One day, definitely they have to pay for what they have done. For that, also we can give an example. Suddenly, some innocent people get into trouble. Certain court cases, and create lot of worry, disturbances, and they may lose everything. They may face untimely death. But they are very good people. Now, where is the secret? What is the cause? The bad karma that they have committed during their previous birth, they did not pay. They escaped by adopting some sort of tactic, cunning method. So during that lifetime, they have not paid for what they have done. In the next birth, when the other good karmas are not active, then time has come for them to pay for what they have done. This is the nature of karma. Again, there are some others who were born in a very poor family, and suddenly they get the chance to experience very comfortable, prosperous, contented, happy life. Certain hidden good karmas get the chance to support them. So the good and bad karmas always going on changing like this. And this is another uncertainty in our life. Nobody knows what sort of karmic effect that we have to experience another few days' time. So when we analyze in this way, it is very difficult for us to realize this life, this existence. Every moment we have to take precaution, protection, to protect this life, to support this life, to maintain this life, to maintain our good health, to avoid sicknesses, to avoid old age, to avoid pain. This is a big battle. Throughout our life, we are going on fighting, physically, mentally. In the end, we surrender everything. Then where is that happiness that we are seeking for in our life? Do we really experience happiness in our life, either physically or mentally? But our minds are clouded with ignorance, anxieties, craving. So in spite of all these sufferings and problems, we are ready to exist. We are ready to live, or we want to live. After living with, or in spite of all these physical and mental suffering, in the end, what do we gain? Is there anything for us to carry forward? Everything what we have accumulated as our property left, we cannot carry with us. Then, just now you heard, after our death, we cannot stop our life processes, continue. And this continuity also depends on our way of life. Cannot measure by considering how much we have collected, how many 100,000 or how many millions of dollars we have collected. You cannot take into account at that time. No value. Some people may put some money into the coffin also, thinking that he can take it to next world. But not considering how you enjoy your life. How many wives you had. How you dance, how you sing, how you enjoy your life. Never consider these things. Or how much you spend, how many millions of dollars you have spent. Enjoy your life. At the last moment when you remember all those things, you create more frustration. And that is what the Buddha says, among those four kinds of happiness that we experience, the last one is the most important one. What is the last one? Untitled Sutta. Sukha, the happiness that we experience. What is that? When we remember that we have not misused our human life, we have not disturbed others to enjoy our life, we have never swindled others to enjoy this life, we can die as beggars. The happiness that experience at that time, even a king or a ruler cannot experience. Free mind, no guilty consciousness in that mind. That is called Untitled Sutta. So if we can die without such guilty conscience in our mind, that is the real happiness. Eating, enjoying, you experience happiness. Accumulating property, you experience happiness. But at the last moment, by thinking all these things, you cannot experience happiness, create more unhappiness. Only happiness that we can experience is that, oh, I have done lot of good deeds. By rendering good services to others, to relieve others' suffering, create happiness. I have not violated peace and happiness of others. Then you experience happiness in your mind. So we can face our death also peacefully, without worry. At that time, we are not scared of death. You never say we don't want to die. Because the happiness that we experience gives confidence. Our next existence never becomes an unfortunate one. But that confidence we cannot create in our mind if there are dirts in our mind at that moment. And the beauty here in this happiness is this: Idha nandati, vecca nandati. Here in Dhammapada, the Buddha says, within this lifetime also they experience happiness by doing good deeds. Not only within this life, vecca nandati. Hereafter, that means in the next life. In the next life also they experience happiness. That means peaceful, happy, contented life. So in conclusion, I have to summarize the answer to this question. The good result for certain good deeds that we have done, we won't be able to experience immediately if there are certain other bad karmas that we have done either during the early part of our life or during our previous birth. Take time. When you plant certain trees, you had to wait for years to see the fruits. Immediately you cannot experience the fruits. Durian, rambutan, mangosteen, mangoes, how many years you had to wait to enjoy your fruits? Therefore, don't wait to experience the good result immediately. It takes time. And the bad karmas also like this. Some people experience immediately. Many others escape. But there will be a day that they had to face the consequences. No one is free. No one can escape. Because this is not the first and the last life. This will continue. So that is why we become victims for nothing. We do not know that this is some sort of bad karmic effect that we have done during one of our previous births. Therefore, this is a good example for us. So, today we cannot understand. During the time of the Buddha, there were thousands of cases like this, when they could not understand why these people had to face this kind of incident. The Buddha has revealed this. A simple story. 3 or 5 monks, I cannot remember, I think 3 monks, went for meditation to the jungle and entered into a cave. When they were meditating inside the cave, suddenly another big rock fell down and blocked the entrance completely. So they could not come out. No way to come out. The outsiders also cannot do anything because this is so big. They cannot touch this. Then they reported to the Buddha, those monks are innocent, they are holy people, they were meditating, and why this huge rock suddenly fell down and blocked the passage? Then the Buddha said, do you know that they are paying the effect of certain bad karmas that they have done during one of their previous births, jointly? Then what is this? So one day, they have blocked the whole, this lizard, wild lizard, iguana, isn't it? Wild, big-sized lizard in the jungle. So they have a big hole there. They have seen this one going inside the hole. What they did, they blocked the complete hole. Iguana could not come out. And after 3 days, they have taken out this one. That poor creature did not die. And this rock also, after 3 days, slowly dropped to the ground. And for 3 days, these monks had no food, no water, and they had to suffer there. This kind of incident, we do not know, we are in the dark. If there is someone who can understand what we have done during one of our previous births, we know. But this is a good example for all of us to avoid this kind of evil deeds, because one day, somehow or the other, we had to face the consequences. This is the answer to this question. Karma remains until that person dies. Understand? Craving for existence is one thing. Craving for pleasure is another thing. Ignorance is another thing. But Arahantas have eradicated all the three main roots of evil. From that day onward, they never commit any bad karma. Right? But they have not eradicated all the bad karmas that they have done during their previous birth. So many of those Arahantas also had to face Muggallana, had to face untimely death because of this bad karma. So as long as they live, they had to face. But after they are dead, since there is no more rebirth, all the karmas that they have committed extinguish. Good and bad both. Free from the karmic effect. The Buddha also had to face certain bad karmas he has done. Actually, there is no link. You understand? Three different characteristics. Anything that which exists must be subjected to these three characteristics. Otherwise, there is no reason to mention three names here. Now, changes one aspect. Suffering is another aspect. But changes can create suffering. Now take for instance, you are getting old. When you remember your younger days, create a lot of frustration, disappointment and worries. What a pity, now I am getting old. Here got some sort of change. Understand? Because of that change, the impermanence, you created some sort of unhappiness. That is dukkha. Here the relationship between changes and unhappiness. Then the other one is the belief that many people maintain that there is some sort of permanent entity that which remains forever somewhere in this universe. The Buddha says it is an imagination. That means when he analyzes all these elements and energies and the existence and component things, in the end he found out there is no such thing. We have created this concept in our mind for our own satisfaction. Otherwise, we feel that there is nothing. To avoid this nothingness, we create this concept. I think you can remember how I explained this from the scientific point of view. The Albert Einstein, he says, when we analyze the whole universe, not only this world, and today we can see living things or living beings, earth, water, winds, elements, so many things here. In other planets also there are so many things. So we have given different names, world, or jungle, or rocks, or human beings, or animals, or great oceans, wind, heat, But when we analyze all these things, go on analyzing, in the end, the world also disappears, no more world. Life also disappears, no more life. Elements also disappear. So-called energies also disappear, invisible. But we can see only one thing in the end. In the whole universe is nothing but some sort of waves. The final analysis from the scientific point of view. But science cannot go beyond that. They stop their observation after reaching the waves. The Buddha's analysis has gone beyond that, no more waves also. Now this is the reality in existence. All the other things are concepts created by us for our satisfaction, for our convenience. That's all.